Greetings, citizens. This is SkyGuard Fabrication with an update on the Mercenary Gunship. I've made a lot of changes based on the feedback that I received from the judges, and I've also chosen a manufacturer from the game world to represent the builder of this ship. As you might remember, the original Guardian AX1 submission had some interesting features that focused around ground support and deploying troops by allowing them to repel into the battlefield. The ship also had a 360-degree firing arc, it had atmospheric flight, and it had the capability to hide all of its weapons. Let me introduce you to the Guardian AX2, manufactured by Aegis Dynamics. So this new design incorporates all of the core features of the original design. The overall feel of the ship has more of an Aegis Dynamic look to it. So there's a lot of smooth surfaces. You'll notice that the maneuvering thrusters are built and sunken into the hull so that it doesn't disrupt the silhouette. You'll notice that there are plenty of vertical stabilizers, which Aegis Dynamics ships all have that. They all have wings clearly used for atmospheric flight. And there are lines surrounding the cockpit that are carried all the way through the form of the ship. I've addressed many of the points brought up by the judges, starting with the size of the wings in comparison to the main body of the ship. I've rebalanced it so that it doesn't look like the wings are too small for the amount of weight that they're carrying. I've changed the profile of the ship so that it no longer looks like it's drooping down. It's no longer sort of a hunchback ship. One of the other big changes is the entire front end of the ship. So the cockpit area was completely redesigned. It was obviously inspired by some of the design elements of Aegis Dynamics, but I also kept a lot of the aggressive feel from the original design by giving it a few uneven panels in the front that are protecting the concealed Class 4. The cockpit sits pretty high on the ship at this point, and the pilot is able to see clearly around almost the entire perimeter of the ship. He can't see directly behind him because the ship is in the way, but he's able to see basically everywhere else. So you'll notice here that all of the weapons are able to hide inside of the ship, the Class 3s, the Class 4s, and the Class 5s. I've also paid a lot more attention to the thruster placement, both the TR2s and the TR3s. Specifically the TR3s, my original design had some pretty serious technical issues with its ability to rotate in two different directions. It didn't quite fit properly on the ship, and so I redesigned it completely, and I incorporated the maneuvering thruster technology where it's gimbaled at a specific point at the very base of the nozzle of the thruster, and added that to all four of the TR3s, so each one of them can now rotate independently in place and add some torque around the center of mass. I'm really excited to have made it to Phase 2 of the competition, and I hope to make it further. Please do enjoy the Guardian AX2 as manufactured by Aegis Dynamics.